So in today's video, we're going to be talking about something quite interesting, something that has been like a plague to the world of the 21st century youths, and it is all about the talking stage. So there has been a lot of talks here and there about how stressful talking stages can be, how totally unnecessary, how waste of time, emotionally draining it can be to, like enter a relationship by starting with or beginning with the talking stage. So basically, I feel like at this point, it is safe to say that the talking stage is one of the most dreaded phase of initiating a romantic relationship with anyone. What I find interesting is, contrary to the popular beliefs, I feel like most people probably do not really understand what the talking stage actually is, or what it's meant for in the first place. And that is why a lot of people often have this negative point of view about the talking stage in general. So currently, like in today's dating world, like in today's dating pool, we have so many situationships going on, undefined, beyond friendship relationship, beyond mere friendship relationship, let me put it that way. And this is what we basically call the situationships, right? Situationships, the hookup culture. And the most interesting thing is the hookup culture, or let me just say the situationship culture, right, is now becoming a long dreaded thing for people to go through. And I feel like the situationship, it happens as a result of people ignoring the talking stage, or the importance of the talking stage, or people trying to even understand why there should be a talking stage in the first place. So when you decide to ignore the talking stage and its importance, you find yourself in what we call situationships. And situationships is now the headache of most people. Nobody wants to be there, because you have more to lose in a situationship than you have in a talking stage. So with all of this being said, it's quite obvious that a talking stage is like a stage that you cannot ignore when you're thinking of starting a romantic relationship with anyone at some point in your life, right? Like, it is a necessary phase that you have to go through. And I discovered that people do not actually talk about like what goes down in the talking stage enough. People do not, like, it is not being discussed enough. Even on the internet, you don't really see a lot of content, or written or video contents about the talking stage and how you can take full advantage of it. And what I believe about the talking stage is that the talking stage is what prepares you. It's like a screening stage, right? It's like a screening stage before you think, or before you qualify a friend or anyone that you are screening as, I don't want to use the word worthy, but before you qualify them to be someone that you can date, okay, before you put them in that phase of, okay, this is somebody that I can actually start a relationship with. And this is one of the reasons why talking stage is very important. I definitely feel like the talking stage, if well played out, it can definitely help you to narrow down the person that is compatible, the person that you are compatible with, instead of someone that you'll just be a complete opposite to. And again, it also saves you time, it saves you energy, it saves you your resources. Like, you don't have to start building something with this person that you're not even sure if they are going the same direction that you are going in life. So if at this point you're not quite convinced about the importance of, or the necessity of, going through a talking stage and going through it the right way, then perhaps this video may not be for you, okay? So another thing is that it is expected that if you are a big believer in the talking stage, and this is also something that you really really are considering doing for the importance of it, it is also expected that you, at this stage, like before you even initiate this stage, you already know who you are. Like you have a very good sense of who you are and where you're going, right? Because it only takes someone that knows who they are on the inside and where they're going and what they want in their life and for their life to be able to even engage in the talking stage to begin with. So I feel like this alone is one of the major reasons why people often dread the talking stage, because many of the people out there complaining that, oh, it's such a waste of time, waste of energy and all of that, these are, to be frank, if you check it, these people don't even really know what they want. Like if you should ask them, okay, what are you looking for in a partner, they're only going to give you things that are kind of things that don't really hold any weight. You get, like, things that don't carry any weight. So what that basically means is that they haven't done the inner work, they don't even know who they are. So before you consider starting the talking stage or whatever the case might be, it's expected that you already have a very good idea of who you are and where you're going, and that's the only way you can be able to screen and decide who is fit, like who is fit to go that journey with you. Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, hi, I am Damsey and you are most welcome to this crystal amazing community where we talk all things lifestyle, mindset, beauty and femininity now on this channel. So if these are your kind of topics or the kind of things that you love listening to, feel free or consider subscribing to this channel, because trust me, there is a truckload of knowledge to be dispensed and to be learned in this community. And now with all of that out of the way, let's get down to how to make your talking stage strategically resourceful and easy. So the first step to making your talking stage strategically resourceful and easy is to enter with a friendship mindset and not a romantic mindset. You need to make that mindset shift. I know someone is probably thinking, what? But my plan is to date to marry. I want to date to marry. I don't want to waste my time with this person, or I don't want to waste my time with anybody. My own plan is just to, just have fun and get on with it. No, what we're talking about here is people who want to build meaningful relationships, okay? Meaningful relationships. And trust me, when you go into the talking stage with a friendship mindset rather than the romantic mindset, what this means is that most people who get into talking stage, they often see it as, okay, this person is already my boyfriend. Like, it's like that situation where someone invites you to go on a date, and because you've gone on one date with this person, they automatically assume that you guys are already dating. I'm sorry, but that is not how it's done. That is not what it is. We only went on a date. We're only getting to know ourselves. Like, I haven't made a commitment to court you just because we went on one or two dates, okay? And the reason why I am mentioning this as the first point is because that mindset shift is very, very important. And what I have found is that it is that mindset of okay, I'm only going to go out with this girl or with this guy because she's someone that I want to date, or if she's someone that I can date. It just feels, that mindset has already made you fail, because now you're going to relate everything she does or everything she says as to how she would fit in as your girlfriend, which is not going to help you make a very good judgment at the end of the day. And another very important thing that you need to take note of is that whenever you go into a talking stage with a romantic mindset that, okay, I'm only entertaining this person for a talking stage because, like, I want to date this person, but you don't know the person yet. So why should you start picturing them as your boyfriend or your girlfriend when you have not gotten to know them yet? I don't know if that makes sense. So another problem with that mindset is it puts a pressure on you, because when both of you are already beginning to see yourself in the light of, oh, she's my girlfriend or he is my boyfriend, we humans, we just subconsciously tend to put to put forward our best foot, okay? It makes us probably even rehearse the lines we're going to say, purchase the clothes that we never had before in our wardrobe just to wear, just to appear, or like give off a certain, like vibe that makes people want to choose us. It makes us go out of character, like out of who we are. So I feel like for a beginning stage, it is just too much unnecessary pressure. And this channel is about building meaningful relationships. I strongly believe in building meaningful relationships, but at the same time, humans will always be humans. We're not perfect. If you're going to visit your boss and you know that this visitation, there is a high chance that your boss wants to screen you for a promotion, will you just go with your casual outfit? No, you would definitely go extra prepared, and that extra preparation means it's basically not you really going as the way you are. So relationship in this case is not an interview, okay? Like, there is a chance that if you get it right, like for most people or for some persons, it could also mean this is the beginning of their walk of forever. This is where it starts. This is where most people make their marriage decision from. So this is something that you want to get right from the talking stage. So you want to take off that mindset of, okay, I'm only going out with this person because I want to start a romantic relationship with them. Let it not be like that, because when you have that mindset, you will not be open, you will not be free to really be yourself. And another downside to that, to the whole mindset of going in with a romantic mindset, is that you make it feel like an interview. It becomes a very uncomfortable situation, because either both or one party already feels like, okay, this date, like this hangout that we're doing right now, it automatically means that we're already dating. So they tend to ask straightforward questions like, how will I even explain this? Have you guys ever been on a date with someone that, like this is your first date with this person, and they're already asking you questions like, how many kids do you want to have in the future? Or do you, like, they start asking you really intimate, like really, really personal questions so fast. It makes it feel like, oh, this is an interview. When they start asking you questions like, okay, how many kids do you want to have in the future? Where do you want to settle down in the future? Or like, what kind of women does your mom like? Or they start asking you all these personal questions. It just feels weird, like someone you just met today, 2 seconds ago, and you now have to start going into your inner private part to bring out private documents, and showing it to them. It just doesn't feel right. It's a lot of pressure, and trust me, people do this in real life. And you know what I do? I run away, because that just feels like an interview, and I don't think anybody would feel like themselves or feel comfortable when they feel like they are going for an interview. You would tend to overdress, you tend to overdo things, you won't even feel relaxed. But this is a relationship that we're trying to build, and this could be the start of our journey to forever. And this is not something that we want to rush into, or play a certain part of ourselves that is not entirely who we are, just to appear or like to pass the test that is being forced upon our faces, right? So when you shift from that romantic mindset into a friendship mindset, you tend to do things with ease, because nobody meets a stranger today, and because we had a few good conversations, then we at the end of the day, we're like, okay, now we're best friends. We're best friends, right? Yeah, we're best friends. It's not done that way. Like, it doesn't work that way, okay? Friendship is something that builds, and it builds with ease. It doesn't build with anybody forcing anybody. It's just something that happens because the basis for us to connect is already there. And if it's not there, you notice that you don't really gravitate towards such people. You eventually pull away from them. But if it was something that was meant to be, if there was like a chance for the two of you to work as a romantic partner, that friendship will click and to naturally grow. I've seen a lot of people try to literally force the relationship because they are going in with a romantic mindset, and I just feel like it is not the most resourceful, it is not the most advantageous mindset to go into a talking stage with. And so this is another reason why you do not want to initiate the talking stage with someone that you're not interested in getting to know. Okay, again, I'm saying it, this video is not for those who are looking to hook up or those who are just all about the physical attributes, the physical attractive attribute. This video is for people who are looking to build meaningful relationships, right? And so that is the reason why it's important that this person that you are in a talking stage with is someone that you are genuinely interested in getting to know, and not just someone that you physically fancy, because this is basically the stage where it will look super awkward, and then you get to a point where all the questions you're asking is just, how are you today? Have you eaten today? You ask, have you eaten today, like 10 times in one day. It just proves that you're lacking substance, you're lacking inner substance, because once you see that the person is not compatible with you, you'll be able to tell quickly, and then in that case you already, you just kind of put an end to the talking stage thing. You see that, okay, this is not going to work, stuff like that. So just put that in mind. The second way to make your talking stage strategically resourceful and easy is to have your compatibility checklist in mind. Yes, have your compatibility checklist in mind. So what does a compatibility checklist mean? A compatibility checklist is your list of non-negotiables, basically. Now, these non-negotiables are, it could be based on internal values or external values, or even both in some cases, or in most cases. Like, for instance, most people say that men are visual creatures and mental creatures. Like, they are visually and mentally they visually and mentally react to attraction. Like, that is how they get attracted to a lady. So it's first visually and then mentally. So that is external and internal. So your compatibility checklist in this case is now is going to be based on those external values and internal values. Okay, your external and internal non-negotiables for a partner. Now, the interesting thing is the only way you can have a list such as this is only when you know yourself. Now, like I've said before in the beginning of this video, a lot of people still have a lot of work to do in getting to know themselves. Now, getting to know ourselves in most cases is kind of like a journey that we will travel basically for the whole of our lives, right? There is no such thing as, okay, you know yourself fully. But so by knowing yourself in this case, I mean, like, you already know like deeper parts of you, because that part is usually already set at your early life, So I'm not talking about knowing yourself in totality, because before some persons come here and say stuff like, well, realistically speaking, we don't really, like, nobody fully knows themselves or what they are capable of and stuff like that. No, I'm talking about your set of beliefs, I'm talking about your values, I'm talking about how you view the world, I'm talking about your unique perspective. You need to know these things, okay? You need to know where you're going. This is the only way you can craft a compatibility checklist. And one thing about this checklist is that you need to be realistic. That is why it requires you to really, really know who you are, because it's when you know who you are and what you want that you'll be able to set up this realistic checklist. So take the time to get to know yourself inside and outside before you set out to find a date or to start a romantic relationship. Okay, this list will help you narrow your search and know exactly who to entertain, who to invest time and energy in. Okay, because truth is, not everybody is your type, not everybody is my type, and it's not every kind of guy that will find me attractive. It's not every type of guy that would want to be with someone like me. So everybody has like their kind, let me put it that way, because I feel like type makes it feel like we're just trying to class shame some persons, and no, this is not about classism. Okay, so everyone has a kind of person that has the capacity to basically understand them and to love them in the way that they deserve to be loved. So that is the kind that I am referring to in this case. So having that compatibility checklist helps you to really narrow down your kind of persons. So when you know that this person is not really your kind of person, you're not going to waste your time, investing in a talking stage or anything romantic with them, okay? So you should definitely put that in mind as well. And so the third way to make your talking stage strategically resourceful and easy is to learn to ask the right questions the right way. Yes, you need to learn to ask the right questions the right way. So what this does is that it saves you a great amount of time wasting and talking about irrelevant things, talking about the weather, talking about just minor things. You want to talk about meaningful things, but of course not things that are too personal, because again, like I said, the talking stage is not meant for you to it's not the stage where you assume this person to be your partner already, because they're not. Because if you see them as that, you're most likely going to be distracted. You won't be focused on the mission, and the mission, which is to screen them and to see if this person is actually compatible with you. So this is like a non-negotiable part of any form of relationship, okay? So you need to learn to ask the right questions the right way and at the right time. This skill will help you decide quickly if you and this person are going to work out as a couple, and if not, of course you know what to do. And I am especially sounding this particular point, this number 3, to the ladies, because I feel like a lot of us ladies out there, we tend to be quiet. We tend to allow the guy to kind of just row the boat all on his own, because most likely he's the one initiating the date, right? And we tend to think, okay, that he should be the one doing the screening. No, he's screening you. You also should be screening him. Does he fit in your picture? Is he the right person for you? Like, is he compatible with you? That is why you need to come with your own plan. Don't just fall into a date or a talking stage unprepared. You need to prepare, because honestly, like, let's face it, we're not children, right? Ladies, we have the biological clock, so we do not have as much time as the guys to waste. So this is why it's important that you know yourself. And when I mention that point, it's not just for the guy, I'm talking for both the gentlemen and the ladies as well, because each party needs to know themselves before they could even know exactly what value they're bringing into this union, right? So ladies, please learn to ask questions, learn to ask the right questions, learn to ask it the right way, learn to ask it the right time. Don't go and be asking your dates don't go and be asking questions about your date's mom and dad if they accept certain girls from certain tribes, unless if of course you guys manage to get to that point so quickly. But I mean, you just know what I mean. Just learn to read the tone of the conversation before asking questions, okay? So learn to use your head. You're smart. I trust I know what you're doing. So the fourth way to make your talking stage strategically resourceful and easy is to hang out in mentally stimulating places. I need to let that sink in for a little bit, because I see this thing that a lot of people do, and I feel like it's become so, I don't even know how to put it. Okay, yeah, right, we're not in the olden days anymore. In the olden days, things were pretty quick. But nowadays, people want to like go out and get together and get to know who they are about to start a relationship with. This is why you cannot afford to waste the dates. You cannot afford to go on go to basic places for the sake of, oh, well, after all, we went on a date. No, it has to be strategic. Because at the end of the day, you do not want to waste your time as the guy, and you do not want to waste your time and energy as the lady. So this is why, especially, I guess this point should apply to the person who is initiating the date. But the good thing is, as a decent guy, well, I'm I'm expecting that the guy that is asking you out as a lady is someone that is decent and someone that listens. So if he, for instance, suggests certain places like a club, and you're not a club person, you can freely decline and perhaps suggest somewhere a bit more comfortable for both of you. So what I'm basically trying to say is that don't hang out in basic places. And by basic, I'm talking about restaurants. Yes, 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 yes. I know that this is the common spot that everybody likes to go on a date. They want to go on the most expensive restaurants and take pictures of the expensive, nice, aesthetically pleasing food. But the thing about restaurants that I have found is unless you're actually paying for the whole place, yeah, you're paying for the time, I feel like there is this pressure to, not only the fact that it limits the kind of conversation and your ability to be free and to be yourself with your date, but it also puts a time limit, because you cannot sit there. Well, I don't know for sure, because I've never really had any long conversation in restaurants, because to be honest, if anybody is getting to know me, a restaurant is the last place that you would get to know me, because if you put a food in front of me, all I want to do is eat. After I'm done eating, I'm too full and too heavy to start spilling my mouth and just saying things and just talking. What I'll most likely do is probably listen to you talk, but I won't really say much, to be honest, because you just finished eating. It comes with a little bit of an exhaustion. So I feel like that in itself is limiting. Now, am I saying that you guys should never go to a restaurant? No. I'm just saying that, okay, for a talking stage, a typical talking stage will involve you guys meeting for at least more than 2 times. At least more than twice, right? So if you're going to a restaurant the first time, you do not want to go to a restaurant the second time again. So go to a place that is mentally stimulating. We have other places like maybe a museum, or you could even like just go on a walk in the park kind of dates. These are places or like activities that it encourages conversations, it encourages talks, it encourages contributions, it encourages a broadening of discussion and a broadening of the mind. But a restaurant, there are some things you can't even just discuss in an eatery, because number one, it's public. You can't even laugh the way you want to laugh. You have to be like, yeah, that's cute, like that's fine. So go to places that are mentally engage in activities that are mentally stimulating. Okay, like even a cinema is still okay, because after watching a movie, you guys get talking about the movie, and there is so much you can learn about a person from how they view a movie. It could reveal how they view the world. Trust me, if you know what to listen to, you would know the person that you're about to dedicate your time and energy with, just from how they talk, just from what they say. So the whole point of it is that wherever you guys go, it should be a place that encourages conversations, because it is conversations that will help you guys get to know yourself quickly, because I assume nobody wants to do talking stage for a whole year or for 5 months. Okay, I feel like 5 months is too long. Okay, it's even too long. You can't do talking stage for that long. So it means that the few opportunity that you get to really screen or assess this person, which by the way, don't go out there using the word screening or assessing and say that, oh, I want to screen you or I want to assess you. The person will run, because the person values themselves, and nobody wants to be screened. Nobody wants to be put to a test to prove their worth just to be with someone else. It's very demoralizing, dehumanizing, in fact. So yeah, but the whole point of this is you want to engage in activities that encourages both persons to contribute, to really be open, to be relaxed, and to share their thoughts and their ideas. And this is how you get to pick up on who this person really is. The 5th step to make your talking stage strategically resourceful and easy is to understand that the two of you may not be compatible, and be at peace with that knowledge. I know that this is a hard pill to swallow. Okay, so after the series of the dates and all of that, At the end of it all, depending on how quickly you can discern that this person is not your person, you could find at the end of the journey that you're not compatible with this person. That you need to embrace that and not be angry or feel like you wasted your time. Because this is how I choose to see it. At the end of the day, you had a good time with another person. You guys can keep being friends. It could be a case whereby you've actually gained a friend, and there's nothing bad with that. There's really nothing bad about that. And in some cases, well, you might just have to, like, not that you have to, but in some cases, some persons normally prefer to just cut the person off completely. But whatever the case might be, I don't want you to feel like you wasted your time or you wasted your resources or your energy, because at the end of the day, that was a trying process. And the beautiful thing about trying processes is that you get to learn something new about yourself. You get to learn something interesting about the gender that you're trying to attract, about the opposite sex. You get to learn something interesting about relationship. You definitely get to learn a thing or two. So what I want you to do is, instead of feeling sad and feeling like you're not valuable, you're not a person of value, you're not attractive enough, you're not desirable, I want you to switch that mindset to a mindset of gratitude. Okay, gratitude that you got to share this short period with another special human being who happens to not be compatible with you. Okay, there are 8 billion people in this whole entire world, okay, and it's just one person. It's just one person or 2 persons that you found that is not compatible. There's so many people more to go. And what that just means is that be rest assured that you have your kind of people in this world, not just that one person that is meant for you, because I do not believe in that. I believe that every person has more than one person out there that is compatible with them. So it's not like a probability fraction of 8 billion to 1. No, you have a lot of people out there that are compatible with you. You just have to keep learning. And the interesting thing is about it is that each failure comes with new knowledge. It comes with experience, and experience is one of the things that is going to help you get to the person that you want even quicker. In my own opinion, that is just what I know. So we just need to learn to focus on what's important. I know, and I know this because I've been there. It's usually draining, but trust me, just focus on what is more important. So try not to force yourself. Do not force yourself to just start a relationship because you feel like your time is running out, or you feel like you're lonely at the moment and you really just want this to work. No, it just doesn't work that way, because at the end of the day, when you get to that crossroad where you guys will eventually have to break, it will be much more painful, much more exhausting than the beginning. And I feel like most of us can actually tell when we see a red flag at the early stage. But because, like I said, that mindset of when you've already started romanticizing this person in your mind, it just blinds us to reasoning. So I just want to remind you that if at the end of the day you see that you guys are not really clicking on a deeper level, that clearly shows that you're not compatible with this person. And if you ever get to that case, what you should do is to just say your goodbyes, or you can just continue being friends, right? And then you will now know that, okay, you're taking the test to another person or the next person, whatever the case might be. But never force yourself, or never force a relationship that is just not choosing the 2 of you. Don't do that. Try as much as you can to avoid that, okay? Talking stages can be quite difficult and quite challenging and quite time and energy demanding, but trust me, it is very, very worth it, because not only do you get to learn some new things about the opposite sex that you're hoping to attract, you also get to learn some new things about yourself and what you like and what you do not like. Okay, so yeah, we just need to have a mindset shift about what talking stage is, and understand that it is one of the most important stages to any relationship, okay, because it is the screening stage and it is also the interviewing stage. But we're not talking about a formal situation here. We're talking about informal. We're talking about love. We're talking about forever. We're talking about connection. You understand? So let's not make it rigid, because it's not rigid. It is not as complicated as people think. It's just when people go in with an unprepared and uncertain mind that we end up getting bullshit in return. So yeah, if you guys have more tips and more steps or more lessons to contribute to add to what I have already mentioned, feel free to mention that down in the comment section. I would love to learn from you guys your different perspective on this particular topic. And if you've had any special experience or like a case where a talking stage has really worked for you, also feel free to share that. We would really love to learn from you, so feel free to share that in the comment section as well. So yeah guys, that's all the tea and juice that I have for you guys today on talking stage. Have a lovely and a wonderful, splendid and productive week. I'll see you guys in my next video.